Okay guys, MCU Collector here with a new video. This one's going to be very different. I don't collect really anything outside of Marvel Legends, but I just got this in today from Amazon. It's the WWE Elite Collection, the Best of Attitude Era Chris Jericho. I used to collect wrestling figures a few years ago, actually before I started with Marvel Legends, but I stopped. But this one I had to get. I pre-ordered it back in early March. But Chris Jericho is my all-time favorite wrestler, so I had to order it because that's awesome. The red barbed wire tights, that was my absolute favorite attire that he had. The Raw as Jericho shirt, it's just such an awesome looking figure. So I was really happy to get it. So quick look at the package. You see Elite Collection there. Best of Attitude Era Elite Collection. Really cool on the side. You see Chris Jericho kind of in scratched writing. My package came a little damaged from Amazon. Look at the back of the package. You have a picture of Chris Jericho. The bio reads, Chris Jericho, for a month, a mysterious countdown to the Millennium Clock ticked away on Raw. Finally, on August 9th, 1999, the final seconds fell off the clock. The WWE Universe rumbled in anticipation. The lights went out in the arena. An unfamiliar drum beat kicked off someone's new music. The words, "Break the walls down," blared over the speakers, and as the name Jericho filled the Titantron, the roar of the crowd blew the roof off the building. Chris Jericho, the paragon of virtue, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, was the hero of the new millennium of the WWE. Monday nights were no longer Raw. From that point forward, Raw is Jericho. Absolutely awesome. Same picture of Chris Jericho there on the side. Really cool. So UPC, not sure that it matters because I think it's going to be an online exclusive. I don't know if he's going to be in stores. You might find him at local comic shops, that kind of thing, or local hobby stores, toy stores, that sort of thing. But here he is. So let's take a look. Let's open it up. I originally wasn't going to open it up because my package is a little dinged up. Amazon put it in a box, the flap folded down. Let's just open it up and take a look at the Chris Jericho. Here he is, Chris Jericho out of the package. Awesome figure. Some cool things about it and some things that I really don't like. And then some typical Mattel things that used to that actually never bugged me before, but you know, now that I'm a Hasbro Marvel Legends collector, I notice these things, and it's kind of a disappointment. But the figure is absolutely awesome. I love the look of it, everything about it. The Raw as Jericho shirt is great. Microphone, really cool. So let's first take a look at those accessories, and I'll go over the articulation of the Chris Jericho figure. And the thing that I'll point out that I really don't like, it's going to look very odd once you see it. But here first we have the microphone, which actually has the old WWE scratch logo, which I thought was a nice touch because back in the Attitude Era, that was the logo that was used as opposed to the new one. So I'm glad they actually did that. So it makes a little bit of a nice touch. I'm not sure if any other microphones that were like that, or if they've made new microphones since with the new logo, since I don't collect anymore. But you have the Raw as Jericho shirt, the cloth shirt, which fits on nice and tight. Very easy to get on. Should be very easy to get off. I guess this will be the first try. Just kind of Velcros in the back. Then you could just kind of pull it off, and you want to make sure you get it under the hair. And like so. There it is, the Raw is Jericho shirt. Very, very cool. When I was a kid watching, I wish I would have actually had this shirt. I kind of always wanted one, but you know, as a kid, it's not like I could order it on my own, and my dad wasn't going to get it for me. So it was too bad. So here is the Chris Jericho figure. He's kind of on that smaller buck, which I know Mattel has a few different ones for. You know, at that time, Chris Jericho wasn't, a tiny guy or anything, but this torso always seemed a little small, I thought, for Chris Jericho. But I mean, it is what it is. So here on the side, you see the Jericho on the kick, the shin pads or the kick guards, whatever they're called, looking really good. But I really like the barbed wire tights. I think they came out great. The paint, nice and clean and smooth. Even on the knee pads, you can see the paint really goes through and really lines up, which is a nice touch. Really, really like that. The good articulation on the WWE Elite figures, which Mattel can't seem to do with like their DC Multiverse, which is kind of odd. But the thing that really bugs me about this figure is look at the up close, look at the goatee, the facial hair. So the paint didn't really hit the mark as far as getting all the hair. So you can see the line work on the hair, but it doesn't go up high enough. So it looks like he's got a really bad deformed looking chin. That kind of bothers me. I don't think it's the best Chris Jericho likeness that we've had on a Chris Jericho figure. I want to say, I don't know if it was Elite 20, where he first had the light up jacket figure. I had that figure way back when, and I thought that one was the best at the time, but I know that they've had a better one since, like the GameStop exclusive one, that the List of Jericho. I almost bought that figure. I was very tempted to get that. I thought that one was probably an even better head sculpt. This one I'm not a fan of, but you know, he does have that little ponytail going straight up at the top of his head, you know, to really match kind of what was going on there. It looks like it's a separate piece, just kind of glued on, you could see. A little bit of shading or a little bit of color, or either that or it's just a dark yellow, because there's no shading up here at the top. But that looks good. So as far as the Mattel articulation, elbow goes up that high, full rotation. There is an upper bicep cut, but with Mattel you only get single jointed elbow, so that's as much movement as you're going to get there. Wrist hinge and swivel. Fist for the left hand, open hand on the right hand, so you can hold the microphone and just slips in like that, nice and easy. Waist rotation, ab crunch that goes that far down, that far up. Not a whole lot of motion, but I think for a wrestling figure that's probably a decent amount, depending on what poses you might get in. You know, it just kind of depends. You know, I just don't have that experience in the wrestling figures anymore, but the hip articulation is really good. So his legs go apart that much. You'll get upper thigh cut there. There is, I can't tell if it's a double jointed knee or not. It is a double jointed knee, so that's good. The knee pad's gonna kind of restrict that articulation a little bit, so not bad. You get an upper boot cut there. And then this might be new. I don't know if I ever remember this before. There's a little bit of pivot in that ankle. You could see, because there's a huge gap there, you could see that there is a little bit of side-to-side movement. But it doesn't really want to hinge. Maybe that's just mine. You just need to be careful with it. Hinges down ever so slightly, hinges up ever so slightly. But there it is, Chris Jericho, WWE Elite, the best of Attitude Era. There's also Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in that line, but again, because my favorite wrestler, I had to get this one. I'm no longer a wrestling figure collector, but I just had to, wanted to do the video to share and show it off, because you know what, this is an awesome figure. If you're a Chris Jericho fan, you have to get this. If you collect wrestling figures, I think this is a must, but really happy to have it. It's the red barbed wire tights. How awesome was that, you know, back in the day, back during the Attitude Era. So there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's not my normal figure review that I have, but if you're watching, thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so, leave a comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.